I'm Lee Lindsay with the North Carolina Pork Council, and I want everyone to remember, bacon makes everything better.
I don't think I've ever been more excited about a college football season. It's fun, got a lot of changes that we're all dealing with and navigating with, but it's fun to learn to navigate. And those that handle COVID, because we had never been in a situation with COVID before, the ones that handled it the best won the most games. The ones that are handling NIL and transfer portal the best, instead of griping about it, are going to win the most games. That's just what you do as the structure in college football change and moves forward. But NIL is a great thing in so many different ways because the players get paid. And our guys are using NIL for charities. They're using it to reach out and help their brand. They're using it to get to meet new boosters. One of our guys was talking about the storm damaged the roof on the house, and Mom was able to fix the roof because of NIL money. We've got a young guy with stage 4 cancer that he's been able to help some of those costs. His mother's a police officer, help her that we can't pay. So it's really helped him. Tez Walker, when he was dealing with his NCAA stuff, was able to get an attorney. We couldn't have done that 3 years ago. So there's so many things that our guys are doing. They're helping with table to feed kids that are poor and can't eat. I can't imagine a child not eating. We're all so blessed. We get to eat when we want to and what we want to. 35 of them were at Habitat for Humanities on a Saturday afternoon when it was 97 degrees. Connor and a bunch of the guys the other night were raising money to fight an awful disease. So NIL for us has been good. It's a great learning experience, and the guys have handled it really, really well, and I'm really proud of them. Just quickly to reflect on our last 5 years, really proud of the things that have been accomplished. We are the best in academics with the APR in the ACC this year. We've had the best 4 years in North Carolina history. So I'm proud of that. These guys are tied with Northwestern for the 3rd best APR in the country. And that's they come to school to get a degree. That's going to help them even more than the NIL money that they're going to get when they get out. So I'm really, really proud that these guys have the best academic situation right now in the history of North Carolina football, the best in the ACC and the 3rd best nationally. We are also 2nd in the ACC with number of draft choices over the last 5 years. That means our coaches have done a good job of recruiting. It means we're developing young people. And a lot of those guys are getting opportunities at the 2nd level, and I'm really proud of that. And 3rd, we're tied with NC State for the 2nd most wins in the ACC in ACC games over the last 5 years. So I'm really, really proud of that. We've been to an Orange Bowl, which North Carolina's never done. We've won a Coastal Championship, which North Carolina had only done once in our history. So a lot of wonderful things that these guys have done. We won some games that we shouldn't have won and really surprised some people. We've had national rankings that are really high. What we haven't done, though, is we've lost some games that we shouldn't have lost, and that's really hurt us. We've lost some games where we were the better team. And that comes back to me. That's on coaching. That's on us because we've had good enough players to do that. We haven't finished the seasons like we should. The old adage of fans and media remember November, that's why we don't have the respect nationally that we should have over the first 3 comments that I made, simply because we haven't finished right. And we've played some really good teams at the end, but we've lost to our rival 3 years in a row. One of our rivals, and you can't do that. And that's the end of the year. We lost to Clemson in the title game. We lost to Oregon. These are all good teams, but to be where we want to go, we've got to win those games. So our whole focus since the end of last season is why are we not finishing right? Coach Bowden he had a quote that kind of said, if you keep making the same mistakes, you're going to have the same results. And that's true. So why not change? So we're going to play more people. We've got to play more people and create more depth. We've said it for 5 years. We haven't done it. We've got to do it. And Jeff Collins coming in is committed to doing that, and we'll do it on offense as well. When you've got starters that are not as tired at the end of the year, you can have them more involved with special teams, because we got to get better on our special teams. We got to get better on defense. And we've had some injuries and guys get tired at the end. Those are all things that we can do better. And they're simple answers for a very difficult problem, but they're things that we can do. Questions that I can answer for you.
Coach, your first one will come just in front of you in the first row on the right.
Coach Dan Tortoriello, wakeupcalldt.com. You look at this conference as a whole and how it's evolved over time. SMU in Dallas, Texas, and then 2 on the West Coast with Cal and with Stanford. How would you define what the ACC is becoming in the grand scheme of collegiate football?
Gosh, Dan, I was here when Florida State came in. And I remember Florida State was so good. And John Swofford came to me, and we weren't good. And he said, do you mind if Florida State comes into the league? And I said, yes. I said, my Lord, why would I want them in the league? And I said, wait 5 years, and we'll do it. And he said, okay, I'll do that. We put them in the next year. So I saw that. Then I saw the changes with Syracuse and the Boston College and all of those, Virginia Techs and those teams coming in. And then I was at Texas when we were down to hours that I thought Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Texas, and Texas Tech were going to the Pac-12. And all of that was going to change because it changed your recruiting areas. It changed the travel for your teams. It changed the travel for the parents. It changed the expense for the parents. So when you start looking at what's happened to this league now in really a third change, I guess, we had the change with a lot of different dynamics with teams coming in. Then we had Notre Dame's addition, and now we've had 3 new teams. It makes it exciting for our players to go to a Cal or a Stanford or a Dallas that maybe they haven't been to before. It makes it fun for fans, but at the same time, you have to think about what does it change in recruiting, what does it change for your academic schedule, and how much more difficult is it for the parents to get to see their sons play.
Coach, follow the center aisle up and then just to the left.
Hey, Coach. David Glenn from the North Carolina Sports Network and the David Glenn Show. When we think of your national championship, we sometimes think first of Vince Young, your great quarterback. When we think of your recent Carolina teams, we sometimes think first of Sam Howell or Drake May. But 2 of the best teams I've ever seen at Carolina were your 96 and 97 teams, which were built differently without the dominant quarterback. Can you do that in 2024, given your 3-headed quarterback and the rest of your personnel?
David, I think first you're going to hear from Max and Connor. I think they're both really good. And then we've got Jacoby Criswell coming back, and he competed with Drake May down to the last week. And I remember the year that Drake started, and I think it was Andrew told me the other day, there's not much buzz about our team right now. I think that's the same thing we said when Drake and Jacoby were competing for the quarterback spot. Don't have a quarterback, don't really have a lot of buzz, not much going on. We started 9-1. So Connor has played enough now that he gets it, and he's got a chance to be really good. Max has thrown 900 balls in the SEC. So I do think what will happen is our defense is going to be better. Last year we ran the ball more like we did when Michael Carter and Javonte Williams were here. So we're going to help the defense more with our offense. And these guys have to step up, and they can't be Drake and they can't be Sam, but we can be a better team. And that's what we're working towards. And you kind of said that. We were never great in the offensive line, even with those 2 teams that we had in 97 and 98. That was where we didn't get to where we could block a Florida State. The day they beat us when they were number 1, we were number 4. They beat us 20-3. Quarterback got hit 9 times because we couldn't block them. And I do think we will be better in the offensive line next year. And that's a compliment to our coaches, the recruits that they're bringing in, and Randy Clements being back for a second year. And Randy and Chip are really on the same page. And our coaches are all on the same page. So I expect us to play better complementary football, and that's what I'm excited about. I think we can have a good team. I don't want to talk about it. Everybody says you're not talking about your team. Well, if you talk about them, they're not any good, then you're stupid. And absolutely, there's not a coach up here that knows how good his team's going to be. We all say it. None of us know. Who gets hurt? You got to be in a tight game, usually on the road, to see if you win. If you do, then you pull together. If you get beat early, then some teams fall apart. So after 36 years of this stuff, you can ask me, but I have no clue. When I was in your seat, and ESPN would say, pick the 4 finalists for next year's team. It was right before the national championship game. I said, are you kidding me? I don't have a clue. And they said, it doesn't matter. Pick them. Just pick them. And that's what some of you all have done here the last few weeks. So, yeah, that was humor. That was humor. All right. What else?
Coach, to your right-hand side, third row.
How you doing, Coach Mack? TJ Wilkerson from 90.9 The Light.
Hey, TJ.
How you doing?
Great.
Good. My question for you, I've got 2. My first one is, since you decided to return to coaching 5 years ago, how are you feeling going into your 5th year? And also, you talk about coaching and player relationships. What does it mean to you to keep that bond going once they leave school and they go out into the real world, whether it's for football and so forth?
Yeah, TJ, I'll answer the second one first. We have a sign in our building. It's not a 4-year decision. It's a 40. I'm old enough now. Some of these guys it's a 50 because I'm still with them. And I have calls every day about, can I get a job, Coach? And I love Father's Day when they'll text me, and I love Christmas when I can see pictures of their families. And that's what this is all about. The people ask now, why are you doing this? And I was meeting with Coach Bowden and Coach Paterno on a Nike trip, and Coach Bowden was 84 and Coach Paterno was 85. And I said, what are you all doing? I was in my 50s. I said, why don't you go play something? And Coach Paterno said, I got no hobbies. I got 17 grandkids. I don't want to go spend all my time with these grandkids. And Sally actually said, do you know all their names? And he said, sure I do. And his wife Sue said, no, he knows Joe, but he may not know the rest of them. So I asked Coach Bowden, why are you doing this at 84? And he said, I have a purpose. And the purpose is to help these young people with their lives. He said, when I quit coaching, the next significant thing that will happen in my life will be my death. And I thought, that's pretty strong. And the way I feel is I love these guys. I don't like these guys. I love these guys. And they're so nice, and they're such good people, and they work so hard, and they're so mature that my life right now has a purpose that I get to see them every day, and I get to talk to them, and I get to help them grow. And if they're doing something that I messed up, it's worse for them now because of social media. We all mess some stuff up. Nobody knew it. They mess it up. It's all out there, and it's public. So I feel such a purpose, more than any time in my life, that I can help them with their lives. And that's pretty powerful as you start looking at it. And that's why I got back into coaching, and I even feel more strongly about that now. I'm, like I said in the opening part, I'm more excited about them next week. A lot of people are questioning us and what we're doing, and we've done more good things than we get credit for, and that's okay. I got that. But I want them to win all the games. I want nice young people that have the best academic record in our league and one of the best in the country that are doing everything right with NIL to win all the games. And that's my purpose.
Coach, thank you for the time. You can switch spots with Connor, and we'll spend time.
Connor was valedictorian of his high school, and he's much smarter than me, so that's why I went ahead of him.
In sports, we talk a lot about impact players who make a positive difference. When it comes to our state's economy, the North Carolina pork industry is a true MVP. Each year, the pork industry plays an important role in supporting rural communities across our state. It contributes more than $10 billion a year to the North Carolina economy and supports more than 44,000 jobs. Learn more about their positive impact at ncpork.org. The North Carolina Pork Council, the foundational partner of the North Carolina Sports Network.
Connor, with that, we will ask you from the podium to start things off. You were valedictorian. You gave the speech at graduation, yes?
There were a couple of valedictorians, and there was. I did not give a speech. I remember a girl, Abby McGee, gave a speech, so no, I did not.
All right, then we will open the questions up in the room. Who would like the first question of Connor? We'll bring it down in front, right-hand side.
And Connor's a prominent student in our business
Dan Tortoriello, wakeupcalldt.com. Connor, for you to be on a team where not only you're competing for the job at quarterback, but Max is here with you today, just that representation and that relationship that you both have to be competitive, but to also be family.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I say obviously get asked this question a lot, and I always say me and Max are the only people in the world going through this situation with these coaches and with this team, and it obviously brings you closer. You know, we're together all the time, working together, trying to figure out how to make the team better, and that brings you closer. So I think the end goal is, you know, we want to win a championship, and that creates a bond. So.
Other questions for Connor out in the room? Connor will go right-hand side, third row.
Hey, Connor, TJ Wilkerson, 90.9 The Light. You know, in these kind of QB competitions, we hear this guy versus this guy. But my question is, what are you learning from Max, and what do you think he can learn from you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Max has played a lot of football. He has a lot of experiences, different receivers, a lot of good stories about, you know, different guys, you know, coming behind LSU, behind Joe Burrow and other stuff. You know, he's had a lot of experiences that I can learn from. He's learned from a lot of different guys, and whether that's, you know, pocket presence or just me just unconsciously picking up good things that he does when him not even saying anything is invaluable when you're going against a really good player. So,
Connor, we're going to stay on the right-hand side about the fifth row back. Gentlemen getting ready to stand. Thank you.
Hi, Connor. Sheba Rojas with the North State Journal. Just want to ask you, you know, this year on offense, you guys got a lot of talent still outside of the quarterback position with running back and receivers. Just how has that helped you and the other quarterbacks in the quarterback room kind of get acclimated to the offense, learning the offense, and just gelling that offense together before the season starts? Yeah,
we have I think really good players in every position. You know, tight end, receiver, and running back, and you know, leaning on all those guys to help us succeed in the spring, the summer, becoming closer in every position. I think it's going to be important to use everybody, every position, and you know, just trying to get the most out of everybody. So,
Connor, from the podium in high school, you were a team captain. Are you a vocal leader or a lead by example leader?
I think both. I think I've done a lot better job of becoming vocal this year. I think I've been trying to make that a focal point in my leadership, talking more because, you know, guys respond, you know, when you're talking to them, when you're speaking to them. There's a lot of effect I can have on younger guys, on freshmen, if I, you know, have a conversation with them, have dinner with them. So I've been trying to get better at it, and I think I've become like a lot more of a vocal leader this year.
Other questions for Connor? Connor, we're going to go follow the center aisle up and note the gentleman with the red shirt. We will hustle a microphone to him.
Terrence Hatchett, Juice Network. Connor, what is it about UNC? They've had success with Sam Howell, Drake May. What is it about the coaches that have allowed the quarterbacks to be successful and give you the opportunity to be following that next line of the past UNC quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with recruiting. Coach Brown's always going to recruit great guys and great humans and great players. So, you know, Sam and Drake are great guys, and the offense really plays to their strengths. I think that's a huge thing is we all have different strengths, different abilities, different talents, and being able to cater to what we do best is very important. I think we've done a really good job of that the last few years, and I think we'll continue to do a good job of that.
Michael Berard, Managing Director Investments with the Founders Group at Stifel, works with a select group of high net worth individuals and institutions to develop and implement investment plans tailored to their specific objectives and risk tolerances. If you are interested in highly personalized, well-researched guidance and outstanding personal service, you can contact Michael at 984-364-2002. That's 984-364-2002. Stifel Nicholas & Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Max, we will start left-hand side. Gentleman about 6th row towards the wall.
Good afternoon, Max. How much do you lean on your dad, Brad's experience, you know, Super Bowl quarterback, but also a Florida State quarterback?
Yeah, I think he's been through so many experiences in his life that I've been able to learn so much from him. He's taught me, you know, never get too high, never get too low. You know, lean on your guys. You know, you got to be a leader in the good times and the bad times. Everybody experiences those throughout their career in high school, college, NFL. So I've been able to, learned so much from him, and I've gained so much wisdom from just from some of the things he's taught me. So.
Max, we're going to get the microphone down to the right-hand side, right in front of you.
Dan Tortoriello, wakeupcalldt.com. Max, you have had a journey when it comes to the transfer portal from LSU to Texas A&M, now to North Carolina. To someone who maybe is in a place where it's not the right fit, what did you learn? What type of wisdom and knowledge can you share about the portal and how to handle the re-recruitment of college football?
Yeah, I think, the transfer portal is a big part of, college football now. You see all, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray. You've seen so many big-time guys transfer from school to school. And I think, being at Carolina with Coach Brown and, all these great players around me, I'm so excited for the opportunity. I'm so blessed to be able to be here. And, it's a tough time being in the portal. You're getting phone calls, every single day. And for me, it was just finding the best fit for me and, building that relationship with these guys, and Coach Brown was so important for me.
Max will go right-hand side, third row.
TJ Wilkerson from 90.9 The Light. How are you doing this afternoon, Max?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. So at the end of it all the phone calls, everything, what made UNC the right choice outside of just Mack Brown being the awesome guy he is?
Yeah, I think watching the guys come in here, such as Sam Howell and Drake May, and the success they had here, and just the type of offense that is run here. Coach Lindsay has done a great job of, like Connor said, working to everybody's strengths, and I've kind of fit in really well here. I've met some great guys, great friends, and for me, this is the place where I wanted to be coming out of the portal. Of course, I got other phone calls, but this was my first choice, and this is where I want to be, and I'm looking forward to this year.
Other questions for Max? Max, we're going to go far left, almost against the wall over there.
Oh, yes, J.J. Jones, Carolina football. So when you came into UNC looking at this receiving group, what stood out to you the most and why you wanted to come and play at UNC?
I mean, we got some dudes at receiver. JJ is one of them, number 5, a baller. We got some dudes out there, so we got, I could name every single one of them, but I don't want to highlight any certain guy because we got a bunch of studs, and each guy can take a slant to the crib. So I'm looking forward to, working with them this fall camp. And
the Lawson Insurance Group in Raleigh is a family-owned business led by 3 actual brothers who happen to be huge sports fans: Ken Lawson, Miller Lawson, and Michael Lawson. I know these guys, I trust these guys, and I send these guys my own insurance business and that of my family. The next time you have insurance needs, I hope you'll do the same. The Lawson Insurance Group is known for its commitment to community and its dedication to ensuring that North Carolinians and their businesses are prepared for life's inevitable challenges, with the reminder that as a high street insurance partner, Lawson Insurance Group offers local expertise and support that, combined with High Street's extensive national resources, means more choice and support for you as their client. To learn more, search Lawson Insurance Group online. The Lawson Insurance website will be the first link that pops up.
Okay, man, we're going to go right-hand side towards the back.
Gotcha.
Sir, if you'll stand, please. Thank you.
Hey, Cameron. Good to see you. Sheba Rojas with the North State Journal.
Sheba, what's good, baby?
Good. I'm doing all right. How about you?
Good, man. Can't complain.
Good. Just wanted to ask, you got a new defensive coordinator with Jeff Collins. Of course, he's coming in a little bit more aggressive in his approach. What have you seen so far this offseason that's kind of let you know and the other defensive players know that this year will be different, a different defense from Carolina that we've seen in the past?
For starters, man, I feel like day one when he hit the room, he set a standard for us. I feel like in the past we haven't really set a standard as a defense. Obviously with everybody's standard, whether it doesn't matter what conference you're in, what opponents that you're facing the next week, everybody's got their own little thing. But the thing is with us, we didn't never really establish a standard. We ain't never established a bar that we need to jump over, that we need to go over. And I feel like the bar that he set on day one is that we want to be the best defense in college football. And from that day forward, that has been the mantra of our defense the entire time. It doesn't matter if it's winter workouts, summer workouts, conditioning, or heading into fall camp. That's just something that we need to hang our hat on, because that's something that we need to firmly believe in. If we want to be the defense that we need to be the best one in college football. We need to be the defense that everybody talks about, not because of how many rushing yards we gave up or how many passing yards we gave up or how we performed in the past 5 years. We need to be talked about because of what we can do, the talent that we have in our defense, the hard work and the determination that we have with the guys on our side. And if we can do that, then we can genuinely be the best defense in college football.
Next question, right in front, first row.
Dan Tortoriello, wakeupcalldt.com. Came in to have a head coach like Mack Brown, who's had so much experience and has seen the world of college football as a coach and also on the other side of it, looking at it and analyzing it. What does that mean to you to have his knowledge and his wisdom on a daily basis to train you and prepare you?
I mean, first off, man, I'm getting coached by a Hall of Famer. First off, you know what I'm saying? Won a national championship. And I mean, you can't just get that anywhere. There's not a lot of places that can say that. So for me to say that is truly an honor and a privilege. And for him stepping into his 5th year of coaching and stepping into my 5th year of playing, for us being his, for the 2020 class to be his first recruiting class coming back to UNC, that is also another honor and another privilege. And I'm just glad to be a part of the journey, just as much he was on this journey as well. So, but just to really be a part of the knowledge and the wisdom that he shares with our team each and every day, team meeting, practice, outside of everything. It's just like I said, I can't say nothing but it's an honor and a privilege, because this is a guy that not only has given me a shot when a lot of Power 5 programs didn't offer me out of high school. He took the shot on me. Nobody else did but him. And so he saw that he trusted me early on. Before I even had trust in myself, he trusted me. And so for just to learn from him, to grow up with him, really, just to learn from him each and every day, the X's and O's of football, but just also life in general. Like he said, it's not a 4-year decision, it's a 40-year decision. And for him to just set me up for life, allowing me just to be the person that I am, to be the person that I am on the field, off the field, getting involved with the community, utilizing NIL, not for my own purposes. I'm helping out in the community and serving others. It's just, obviously for everybody else that benefits from that as well, teaching us life lessons each and every day. That's something that you don't get in every single football program. So for Coach Brown to still be here, still pushing it, still going hard as if he was back in his first year coaching, man, it's truly an honor and a privilege. And Coach Brown, personally, I appreciate you for trusting me and allowing me to stay this long, and just me being a part of this journey with you. So I love you and I appreciate you for that. Oh yeah, so since we're on the topic of NIL, it was about a couple of months ago, or a month ago, I went back to my hometown, and this is a bunch of 5th graders at my alma mater elementary school, 5th graders that are going into their 6th grade, and anybody who has children or has children that are going into that 5th grade, particularly boys, they go through a lot of bodily and anatomically changes. And so with me, what I did, I utilized my NIL, and I've purchased book bags, different hygienics such as deodorant, kind of little bags of cologne, of course, and I kind of branched out with my Rucker Butcher merch as well. So if y'all feeling generous, go ahead, ruttherbutcher.com. But I also offered that as well to these kids. But all jokes aside, I just wanted to help them out with their hygienics as well, because this is a different point. This is a very big change in their lives. I feel like there's very important changes in people's lives. And that's transitioning from school and transitioning to another level of K through 12, going into college, and transitioning from college to the real world. And so for me, I utilize my NIL to really help them in their first stage of their life, going from essentially being a boy to a young adult, or going into that level into their lives where they start holding accountability and responsibility, and of course, taking care of their body along the way.